YouTube, what's up? And wow, we got 5 people already in here. It's your boy Hamlet, and if you're new to this channel, the Hamlet Dubois channel, of course, that's my name. You can find me on Facebook or on the SoCal Trucker group on Facebook as well. If you're new to this channel, don't forget to mash the like button. I'm gonna turn this truck off so we get this thing to focus here. All right. Don't forget, mash the like button, mash the subscribe button, drop a comment down below and let me know what you think of the video. This thing is just acting up all of a sudden for no reason today. Give me 1 second. I usually have this set up pretty good, but for some reason it's wanted to act up on me. Alright, so there we go. Chill Roach, your first one in the house. How's it going, man? And Charles Brandt, what's up? James Tyson, tough break about your wallet. I lost my wallet. This is the part that sucks about this whole, about today. I lost my wallet. The freaking wallet was really expensive. It was the most ridiculous purchase that I did in probably, what year was it? 2012. It was a Mont Blanc wallet. The wallet cost $500. But anyways, lucky enough today I lost that wallet, and I ain't have no cash in it besides the credit cards and all that other stuff. So let's see what comments we have here. So I got to figure out how to get it. Get a copy of my license, and I probably got to take a new medical exam just so I can have a paper copy on hand. But anyways, let's see. Let's see what we have here. We got Eddie the Ron. Smack that phone around, Charles. Hey, there you go. Eddie Duran, hey, what's up, Hamlet? John Hernandez, what's up, Ham? Chasing Andrew Jackson in the house, what's up, man? We got Wisam Dumai. Yo, Hamlet, love the content. Jadu. Hey, this video is gonna be about the steps what you need to do in order to become an independent owner operator. This video, I'm not saying it's meant for a what I had put on social media was like, you should watch this, or you must watch this if you're leased onto another company. And this video should be watched especially if you're leased onto a company. And the reason why I say this, well, you could be leased onto a company, and you know, whether it be Prime, RST, you know, we're not taking no shots, right? You can be leased on any company, Western Express. I mean, you can be leased onto me. You can be leased onto any company, right? And this video should apply to you if you're using the following services, right? If you're using plates, right? Well, let's read the comments before we get into any further, right? Alright, we got Trucker Al, yo Hamlet. TS, when you getting another truck? I'm not sure, man. Right now I'm about to put myself into a commitment that is kind of gonna prohibit me from getting into another truck, which I'll talk about that later. But essentially, I'm gonna be training one of my homeboys up, and I can't put myself into another truck like I usually have been doing. So I'm gonna be holding off on another truck. I'm just gonna make sure everything else is good with the company, with the trailers and, you know, the owner ops, and just like, I'm just gonna really focus on, you know, my 3 pieces of equipment and really bringing them up on the road, replacing a bunch of parts and stuff like that. So instead of, you know, focusing money on buying another truck, I wanted to buy another truck before the end of the year, but I'm not sure if I still want to do that just yet. But if anything, it's probably gonna be at the beginning of the year. But let's see. Let's see what other comments we got here. We got, what's up? Just got my CDL permit again in New York City after failed 2 road tests in New York City. Yo, my man's BYYX. Yo, why are you taking the road test in New York City? I could only imagine how stressful that is. See if you could try to get a road test done, you know, upstate, you know, maybe in Albany, hell. And because well, actually one of my homeboys that I'm going to be training up, he lives in the Bronx, and so I was starting to think, hey, what I'm going to do is road test, and definitely not going to have him do a road test in New York City, if at all possible. Loved how you worked as AutoZone mechanics outside. I buy a lot of used cars. Hey, that's the hustle, man. You gotta. That's the way you gotta do it in the Bronx. I was working the specific AutoZone I was working at, right? Since you might know the Bronx or the city, I worked on the one on Fordham Road. The one on Fordham Road, right? By what was it? Taft? By Taft High School or Stevenson? I think it was by Stevenson. I was working on that AutoZone there, right there in Fordham Road. That's the one I worked at outside, like by my own self. I'm leased on to Bobo, the full trucking. Yo, bro, thanks for the info, Broski. Buenos noches, Hamlets, Boogie Butts. We got Alex Murray. Are you still rebuilding Volvo? We are, but we did take a break on that, and trying to get rid of all 15 trucks next year. Wow. By Fordham University. There you go. Appreciate it. So anyways, let's get into the meat and potatoes of what we're trying to discuss here, right? Now, when you purchase whether you purchased your truck by yourself or you did this doesn't really apply to a lot of people that do lease purchase, but it does apply a little bit to it, not completely, right? But a lot of this is going to apply to, you know, if you did a lease purchase under your own name and not the company's name, if you bought a truck and you financed it, if you bought a truck outright. So all this video really is going to focus on is the person that has the stuff in his name, his or her name, right? Because we got a bunch of different genders out here. Now you're going to be seeing me putting my finger up in the camera, you know, trying to let it focus on me. But anyways, this is what that video is going to be focused on, right? I found that you have multiple things when you purchase a truck, right? You're going to have your bobtail insurance. You're going to have plates. You're going to have fuel card. You're going to have a trailer. And what else can you have? Those are the four main things, right? Those are the four main things that kind of have your business, that you need to have these four things regardless, right? To operate your business for the most part. Typically with somebody, when an owner buys it, you know, go ahead and buy his truck, it's a very expensive purchase, right? He done dropped maybe $10,000 to put into a down payment on just the truck, then probably another $2,000 or $3,000 on the down payment for insurance, right? Then, you know, him or her, right, the trucker, let's just say the trucker or the owner op has additional $10,000 put away for maintenance. So they have a lot of money put in. And a lot of owner operators that get started in the game, a lot of them don't have money to get their own plates. A lot of them don't have money to have their own fuel card, or to get their own trailer, or to get their own bobtail insurance policy. Because a lot of these things cost money. And essentially, you're already putting a lot of money getting the truck, right? And if, you know, some people only have enough money to get the truck and not get all the other things that come with it, right? Becoming independent it doesn't necessarily mean, I wouldn't say getting your own authority, but what I mean by that in this video, what I mean by that is being able to kind of have everything in your own name. And why would you want to have everything in your own name is a question that we have here, folks, right? And let's see if anybody can answer that, right? We got Marwan Berziga on Jerome. No, not the one on Jerome. The one, that shit is more by between Webster and what is that other road? Southern Boulevard? Probably by Southern Boulevard. Webster and Southern Boulevard. In between there. Like a little bit before the Bronx Zoo. We got Christopher Edward. Good evening, sir. What's the good world? Mr. Hamlet. Wag that finger, angry gun owner. Be a transport owner. Hey Hamlet, man, I'm finally doing it to a galaxy far away and unknown. Thanks for all the videos, so much appreciated. Continuing success for you and your business family. Alright, so we don't Travona G. You hit it on the head. Being able to move at will. You hit it on the head, brother. That is essentially the purpose of this video, is being able to move at will. There's a lot of things that can happen, folks, right? If you have your equipment leased on to another company, there's a lot of things that can happen to you, right? That can happen to your business, right? And not being fully independent in the manners that I'm talking about in this video is going to hinder you from making a proper business choice. If all of a sudden, right, you got one of your trucks leased onto this carrier, right, and it's your truck, right? Let's just say you're a one-man show, and you got your truck leased onto this carrier. All of a sudden, this carrier, right? Let's just say they're dispatching you. They start giving you, you know, low, the loads that don't pay good at all, right? And you're not even. Let's say you're starting to sit at truck stops a lot more, and you're not making the money that you used to be, or you know, you got a couple issues with how they conduct business, whether it was safety wise, or you know, it's affecting your money somehow in some way. Or you might, you know, be leased onto a company that's doing, you're getting 70% of the load, and then all of a sudden you see a company over here that's giving you 85% of the load, and you're like, wait a minute, I want to go onto that company, but you can't, right? Why can't you move from that company? Well, the reason being you can't leave that company is because when you bought your truck, you didn't have enough money to get your own tags, right? Your own plates. So you asked that company, hey, can you provide me your license plates? They're like, yeah, sure, we can get you them. Well, you can't just pull your equipment out from their authority, right? Because they got their plates on you. The only way you're going to be able to do that is now, when you want to move, you're going to have to pull the plates off the truck. You got to hand it to them. Now you got to run without plates to wherever you're going to be registering your truck, right? Which you're going to have to start dealing with IRP, which, you know, I'm pretty sure Chasing Andrew Jackson knows exactly what I'm talking about, dealing with IRP and getting an account set up to try to get plates. That's a whole nother monster there by itself, right? Now, you might be pulling their trailer, right? And you might not be able to find a company that can give you a trailer, or, right, that can give you a trailer. That's another reason why you can't just move up and out of from another company. Then you have the other issue with your bobtail policy, right? Did you get a bobtail policy through that company? Well, if you did, you know, a lot of these policies sometimes can't be movable to another company. It's under their name, so they can't really, you can't really take it and move it somewhere else, right? So that's another thing that's gonna kind of prohibit you from moving. And not saying that you can't move at all. It's just, it's gonna take money to move now, right? Because you didn't front the money in the beginning, which you should have, right? Or you shouldn't be taking the steps now to prevent that, to prevent the issue of being able to move on the go. If that's making any sense at all. We got 57 people on here. That's the most people I've seen on here. Let's mash that like button, right? If you find this content good, mash the like button. If you don't find information, hey, mash the dislike button, whatever you want to do, all right? But essentially, what we're trying to discuss is, what can you do with all those 4 things in mind that is going to control your business and being able to move from whatever company to whatever company, right? Well, for one, first thing you do is you're going to get a bobtail policy, right? When you buy that truck, get your own bobtail policy. Hell, if you already got, let's just talk about if you already got the truck signed on to this other company and you don't have not one of these 4 things. Well, let's start there. For the plates, just depending on what time of the year you have to renew, you might not want to bother with the plates just yet, because if they just renew the plates and you pay for the whole year, well, there's no sense in getting that, right? Because you're essentially be just wasting your money. I mean, plates, to get plates typically is going to be anywhere from $1,500 to $2,000 just for your truck. And if you just paid that, why pay it again, right? You're looking to get your plates somewhere around August time frame, because that's when a lot of these states are going to start renewing in September and October and November, right? And you'll have the money set aside to put the plates on, and you'll tell the carrier, hey, I don't need for you guys to pay the plates for me this year because I'm going to be getting them on my own. And they're like, okay, no big deal, you know. And then next thing is, you know, you're going to want to start shopping around for a bobtail policy, right? Because you're probably paying a bobtail policy through the company that you're at now. And don't get it twisted, right? Getting a bobtail policy on your own, then getting it through the company is probably going to be a lot more expensive than it is going to be through the company. And through the company, it probably didn't really require any down payment than being it didn't require a down payment versus you getting it on your own. Bobtail policy covers the truck, the bobtail. So you call around to different insurance companies and you say, hey, I want to get a quote on this thing, you know. So that's one of the first things that you can actually work on. And you know, they'll tell you, hey, it's going to be $150 a month to have your own bobtail policy. And then once you get that, you know, that's one of the 4 things that you knocked out, right? Next thing is going to be, obviously we already discussed the plates, so that's two of the things out of the 4. The next thing that you're going to want to take care of is this trailer, right? Now, this trailer thing, just depending on where you're at, you might not need a trailer, because if you're pulling somebody else's trailer, like Prime's trailer or something, or you're doing drops and hooks, you know, you're not going to need a trailer. But if you're one of those guys that's pulling the same trailer every single time, you know, you're going to want to start looking into getting your own trailer, because that's going to affect you moving your equipment from somewhere else to another company. Because you could be moving your equipment from this company because you're not making that much more money, and then you move it over here, but this company over here says, hey, we can't give you a trailer, we need you to come in with your own equipment. Well, there you go. If you had your own trailer to begin with, that wouldn't be an issue, right? I have a trailer video on there to show you guys, you know, for a first time buyer on YouTube. Down in the history, you can look at it and it'll show, you know, how to get your first trailer, and getting approved, you know, and all that. Not saying everybody's gonna get approved, but it's on there. Then the I think what was the other thing I wanted to talk about? It was tags, the trailer, bobtail policy. Or something else. I'm gonna scroll through the comments and see if I can remember what I said there. Jolly Lewis, primary liability same as bobtail. No, primary liability is for people who have their own authority, right? Liability is essentially covering the individuals around you when you hit them, or they hit you, but that's a liability because you're hitting somebody else, if that makes sense. Bobtail covers just the truck alone. All right. Felix Badillo, I'm an owner op like you, and you're speaking the truth, my brother. 100%. Appreciate it, man. Same here. Been watching since you brother talking team. Good info. Appreciate it. Fuel card is the other fuel card. There you go, Jaldu. All right. Now let's talk about this last one, right? Well, I would say it's almost the last one, right? I would say it's almost the last one. The fuel card, right? having your own fuel card, and you can have your own fuel card. Not having your own authority, you can have your own fuel card. But does it benefit you to use your fuel card versus the carrier's fuel card? That's a question that you have to decide for yourself, because depending on what carrier you're leased onto, they're probably going to get a lot more cheaper fuel than you probably are, than, you know, a one truck show is going to have, right? So understand this, you know, just because you're not using the fuel card doesn't mean you can't pump, you know, use 10 gallons on it just to leave it active, right? You want to have that fuel card in hand so that when you up and leave somewhere, you have a means to pay for fuel and to have your own business, you know, because that also apply, you know, that's also showing that, you know, your business it's paying for its own fuel. It's pretty much paying for its own fuel, and it's building that credibility, you know, that whether it be business credit or whatever, that it shows that you're constantly paying for fuel and you're making your payments and all that good stuff, right? Now, wrapped up with the fuel thing too, which kind of finalizes this whole thing, is having your own IFTA. All right, having your own IFTA is a process where you're going to kind of be going into when you apply for your own plates. You want to have your own IFTA because that's something that you got to rip off your truck when you go to another company. But if you have your own IFTA, right, then you will leave that sticker on there, and that's another thing that that's gonna make you independent, if that makes any sense, right? Lamar, what about setting up the 2290 and IFTA? And that's a good thing, Lamar. The 2290, that's another good thing because we just had to pay for it in July. That all goes in with the IFTA, the 2290, and the plates, right? Because when you renew the plates, they're going to want to see a proof of the 2290. And when you get to IFTA, it kind of all wraps up into these three things. So those are, I would say, the four things that, you know, you want to focus on in getting. If you have none of the four, you want to try to get some of these down so that if stuff goes south with the company that you're leased onto, you can up and leave, like me, right? I had these four things. Well, no, you know what? I had three of these four things set up. Three of them. The only one I didn't have set up was, let's say 3.5, because I did not have the IFTA, but I had the fuel card. All right. I didn't have IFTA set up, but when things went south with me, which is another video I'm gonna do, you know, the lease video, which I already redid it, but I gotta redo it again because YouTube took it down. But when I walked away from my lease, I was still able to do so easily, very easily, without really losing any work, you know, or time or anything like that. I didn't have to worry, oh, they got my plates, I can't leave this carrier because they got my plates. I can't leave this carrier because I'm pulling a trailer, I don't have a trailer. I can't leave this carrier because they got the insurance on it, and I don't have my own policy. I can't leave this company because I don't have a way of paying for fuel, you know, this, that, the third. You see how these are all the excuses, or not excuses so much, but all the reasons why it's going to stop you from continuing making the money or making the proper business decision that you should be doing. Felix Badillo, join consortium. Can't leave that out. Nope, you can't. Giorgio Jr. Garcia, I got it for $35 a month. I'm thinking you're probably talking about the bobtail. Yeah, he's talking to Flatbed Dominican 809. How much was your bobtail insurance when you first started? I think mine's was about $90 a month, but that was for a truck valued at $20,000. So it just depends on how much value you put on the truck and, you know, how your record looks like and all that. I'm planning on buying my first truck in a few months, and at least with it, company I currently drive for, Lightning Transport. Good info, bro. I needed that. Hey, trucker out, you know, appreciate you watching this video right before you bought this truck. So now that you know, hey, you know, you might want to consider getting one of these four things out of this one of these four things, or maybe multiple of these four things, before you lease your equipment onto that company. All right. Let's see. Let's try to catch up here. Okay. There's a lot of comments on here. Jesus Christ. All right. If they were, Christopher Edward, if they were smart, they would have enough bank for 6 months ahead for that big word, just in case. That's true. It's true, you know. But a lot of people, they can jump the gun, tend to jump the gun, before getting out here and not having all the things set up. All right. Rug Sean, how complicated is the back office permits and everything? That's the holdup for me. It's just tedious, small tedious work. All right. There's a lot of compliance companies out here that can have your whole back office set up, but you know, you're gonna have to pay up in order to have all that set up versus you doing it yourself. And you should be doing it yourself so that you know how things are set up, you know, so that you know your business, and not somebody, that you're not relying on somebody else to know your business, another company, you know. We got Gabe coming here from Andrew. We got, thank you, hit all the likes, good info here. What up though? See you on the road. Gordon Osuna. We got Johnny, how you doing? I've been watching video. I was wondering if you think 18,000 enough for 2 trucks to start a small fleet. Sorry to be random, my guy. Well, is 18, I don't know, 18,000, that's, if that's just your in case money, depending on what kind of truck it is and what year, I wouldn't say it's enough, man. For 2 trucks, that's a lot of stuff that can go wrong on 2 trucks. If you're driving one of them and you know the other person that's driving it, because that's the other thing, is like, that's gonna break your bank, is the driver that you have driving that truck. You know, are they gonna be looking at all the fluids, all the stuff? Is he gonna be a safe driver? He's gonna be hitting other people. So you really gotta think about the other what ifs and think to yourself, is 18,000 enough? It doesn't sound enough money for me. Sorry to put it to you that way. Johnny, oh, skip my comment. No, bro, I ain't missed comment. I'm just like reading along here. All right, we got I've been at Omega for about 6 years, making good money, but I hate how they won't let me have any time off. I want to get my own truck and do the shit I want to do. Hey, that's how you got to do it sometimes, angry owner. But not to say that, you know, if the wheels ain't moving, you ain't making no money out here. That's for sure. You know, so you still got to understand that too. You know, Tech Views, can you talk a little bit about back office and what all should be taken care of in your back office each week? Yeah, I'll just talk about it a little bit. Everything that should be taken care of each week, every day, you should be printing out your logs, right? Printing out your log books, making sure that you file them for, you know, your drivers, you know, sending the PODs, which is a signed bill lading, to your either your factoring company or to your receiver. I mean, to your receiver, to the broker. You know, sending that out. You know, those are some daily operations. You know, printing out fuel receipts and just, you know, general filing and, you know, keeping up with that kind of stuff. That's some stuff that you could be doing on daily operation. Melon came late, but I'm here. What's up, brother? I'm starting with a cash truck. The best idea is, should I finance, or should I finance for 40 or 50? Lamar, just depends, man. What's the best option to do? I'd rather start off my personal opinion, I'd rather start off. I just plugged in the charger. Let me know if the voice changes at all, or if you guys can't hear me, but I'll still be talking. My personal opinion, I still would start off with a cash truck, just because with money set aside as well, right? Don't put just the cash in the truck and not have any money reserves. Just because you can still take your time off, and not having to worry about a note or anything like that. Should you be a truck driver if you go to college? I don't know what kind of question that is. There's truck drivers that only do it for 1 year, only 6 months. Man, this industry, this is not for everybody, right? So I guess you're trying to say, want to be a truck driver to save up money to go to school. But I mean, for that, I mean, you might as well join the Army and get the school completely paid off and still get paid, and you can go to school while you're in the Army, or Army, Air Force, Marines, whatever you want to do. All right. Being independent gives you freedom. When I was lead to a company, I felt like a company driver with more responsibility, less pay. Best move I made. There you go. Chuck Garrett, will a step deck or traditional flatbed give me the most op for work? That's a good question, right? And that's a question I'm still kind of figuring out. What I've learned is there's more flatbed loads than there is step deck loads. But step deck loads pay a lot. I mean, I won't say pay a lot more, but they do pay more than the flatbed loads. So in a way, kind of balances itself out. You just got to make sure you have the right equipment, spec'd out for the right amount of weight, and knowing your lanes. Because if you're in the wrong area with a step deck, you could probably be in not real trouble, but you might have to deadhead out there, where a flatbed might not have to deadhead out as much as you did. If that makes any sense. And just, you got different kind of commodity. From still what I'm learning, and that's all I get into it, because like I said, I'm not really that knowledge, because once I'll buy, if I ever do buy a step deck, I'll start to monitor those kind of things. But that's from my understanding, my gist. When I do look at the step deck loads versus the flatbed loads, there's a lot more flatbed loads than there is step deck. But sometimes you can put those flatbed loads on a step deck. It just really all depends. We got SoCal. What's up, brother? I'm late. How's it going, man? You missed everything, man. Hear you clear, Travona. All right. 69 people, 67 people. How much is 6 months worth operating expenses? Can you give me an estimate? I know it's many variable things on that can happen, but I'm just looking for a ballpark figure. What's a good number? That is a really hard this, like, I don't know, man. You know what, I'm not gonna say that you need, it just depends, right? It just depends on where you're operating, right? Like what money you need to have set aside, right? Because a lot of people say, oh, you got to have the 6 months in operating expenses, but that's quite a bit to have when you first start out. Successful businesses are the ones that are going to have, that big chunk amount of cash set aside for when things go bad, for a long time, right? When you're starting off, you're first worrying about, hey, let me just survive this month, or let me just survive the next month, or and then you slowly start saving up. You're gonna know more or less how much money you should have, depending on how frequent your breakdowns are, how frequent how much maintenance your money you're dumping into the maintenance, or how much money you're dumping into your truck payment, things like that. Are you going home a lot? There's a myriad of things that cover all that. Let me just make, okay, 10%. All right. So I know it's a hard thing to say, Marvelous Hulk. I hope you can understand what I'm saying. Will Bobtail cover the trailer? Also asking so many questions. No, Bobtail will not cover the trailer. You actually have to probably get, you know, if you're getting your own trailer, you have to get your another. You got to get physical damage for your trailer, and that's another thing, Jado, that I appreciate that you brought up, because that's another thing. When you get your trailer, you want to make sure you get that policy under your own, you know, which typically, if you got that Bobtail policy, you call the same people that you got the Bobtail policy and say, hey, I want to add a trailer to this, and I want to add physical damage to it, and you know, they'll give you the quote to get that up. And like I said, it all depends on the value amount of what you what that trailer costs. That's going to dictate how much money you got to put, as well as your driving record. What color is your mother? I want to get into trucking just to stack money and no pay rent for a year straight, no joke. There you go. We something me reefer wasting my time, brother. Hey, I don't know, man. I never ran reefer. I don't think I could ran reefer just because of all the sitting around. I'm not sure, and I just don't know how good it pays. You know, I just only done flatbed and dry van. Oh, so sorry I couldn't answer you there. Charles Brent, step decks tend to deadhead more for bigger loads such as military loads. Charles Brent, aren't you pulling a step deck from what I remember? You know, so maybe we got an expert on here talking about that. Tech Views, can I reach you off YouTube? I have questions about some next steps I want to take. Could use your help. Hit me up on Facebook. It's the same name, that the channel's name, Hamlet Dubois. You search me up. There's not. I'm probably the only guy named that. All right, so go ahead and hit me up on the messenger, and I'll talk to you. All right, what's up, SoCal? Chuck Garham in Jersey. McGregor or Club UFC match tonight. So Coles, OG. It's like a bankroll and gambling, right, Hamlet? Yeah. SoCal, when you coming back? Not sure, Cows. Thanks, appreciate it. What's your opinion on moving containers locally? I don't know enough about that, Vaznani. Sorry about that. No, I pull flatbed and I carry 8-foot and 4-foot tarps. There you go. Well, that's from another flatbedder that's pulling flatbed. But anyways, enough for the answering the questions. I hope you guys can understand the gist of why I brought, you know, this video up, and truly starting to become independent. You know, once you get all those 4 or 5 things, essentially you're like one step away from getting your own authority, right? Which, you know, when things do go south at the company that you leased onto, you might just say, well, hell with it, I'll just probably start my own authority, you know. And because I watched Hamlet's video about getting my own, you know, getting my own plates, getting my own fuel card, getting my own trailer, getting my own bobtail policy, you know, I can make that decision right now because I'm able to move at the flip of my fingers. All right, so JW Lux, you're gonna have to watch the whole video, man, because we just finished it. All right, but I might be coming out to Cali this weekend, not this weekend, but sometime this week. I might see SoCal, who knows. But I gotta talk to him on the down off of here and tell him what my plans is. I gotta go pick up a trailer. There you go, come see me. So one of the next videos is gonna be about bringing, what is it called, a dirty truck, right, a 99 or older, or 2010 and older, into Cali. Is it possible? It is possible. I'm gonna be doing a 3-day pass. I'm gonna see if I can try to apply for the mileage, the low mileage exemption. But I'm gonna do a video on that and show you guys how to do that if you ever wanna go to Cali and pick up a load or do business in Cali with your trucking company, whatever may have you. So stay tuned for that. And another thing that's happening, like I said, I'm gonna be training my boy at the end of the month. I'm gonna be training my boy at the end of the month. No CDL, no permit. Well, he's gonna have his permit, and I'm gonna be showing him everything about trucking and and you guys will probably see a little bit of change in my videos, because I'll be probably doing more, you know, I'll be getting more into, you know, the trainer kind of stuff. Let's see how I do on that. All right, you can bring dirty trucks. Kylie just wants money. There you go. All right, guys, appreciate you guys staying in, and hope that this video made sense to you. Let's go ahead and mash that like button one more time. 59 people in here. Go ahead, let's get that number up a little bit more. Mash the subscribe button. Let's drop a comment down below, and let me know what y'all think. Let me know what, like I said, let me know what y'all think about this video. And until next time, folks, at the end of the day, the choice is simple. You get busy living or you get busy dying. It's your boy Hamlet. Check y'all.